Well, farmers make their living from the land, but they aren't the first to call it home, as two farmers in Michigan recently discovered while attempting to upgrade their field tile. Ag Day's Clinton Griffiths reports.
All our tiles come together basically in our
Then they go out, keep on
head out
going
down
down
the
there.
ditch,
Yeah.
basically.
In 2015, a week before harvest, neighbors Trent Satterwhite and Jim Brisley began installing a field tile lift station on this newly acquired 40 acres in Chelsea, Michigan.
We actually had a backhoe and a mini excavator, so one of us on each side.
We're trying to be on each side so that we could not have as big a hole.
Until they hit something hard and pulled up what looked like a fence post.
And I asked Jim, "Did you bury any fence here?" And he said, "No."
What was your first thought when you hit something?
I just wanted to get the tiling done.
What did we get ourselves into?
What they got into was a massive pile of bones.
Another foot, we could have missed it completely.
The discovery made clear as next a pelvis bone with its honeycomb texture emerged from the hole.
We actually went and read the laws first to see what kind of trouble we were in or we could get ourselves into, and
Well, who owned it?
Yeah,
you know,
basically.
I mean, who's, yeah.
who has the rights. And it come down to it's private land. It belongs to the landowner, and he calls the shots.
Next, they made a phone call.
We called down to the university and talked with them, and they said, well, the world expert is here at U of M.
University of Michigan's Dr. Daniel Fisher.
It's actually not as unusual as you might think.
The global mammoth expert picked up the phone.
Tell me more. And we talked a bit, but it pretty soon became clear that what was really needed is to see them in person.
With harvest looming,
Our fear was down the road they found a mastodon about 20 years ago, and they were like 6 months digging that one up.
by the next day, an entire team was assembled and ready to excavate the prehistoric mammoth from its 15,000-year slumber.
I think they were impressed by how exciting it was.
It was like a circus that day because there was people coming down here and looking, and it wasn't a fast process.
Dan was handing them out of the hole, telling them what number rib it was and everything else. He knew exactly what that animal was.
The final find, a massive hybrid mammoth skull with both 9-foot tusks still attached.
We lifted it up and had a flatbed truck pulled up, and were able to set everything gently down onto foam pads.
The discovery is significant as evidence suggests the animal was scavenged and purposely sunk to the bottom of a pond by humans.
At the time we did this excavation, nobody yet knew that humans were in this part of Michigan 15,500 years ago.
It changed the record books. And also, Dan had told us it proves that there was a land bridge at one time.
For farmers focused on one season at a time,
It kind of lets you see that we're just a little dot on this map as far as
Oh yeah.
time span of 18,000 years.
Yep.
Our lifespan's a dot on this.
and it's why they're making the most of the experience, even renaming the operation.
There's been a lot of spin-offs. There was a coffee shop that had a mammoth mocha.
From a newly purchased property.
I had just bought this 40-acre chunk, and somebody asked the neighbor what he thought about it, and he says, well, at least you didn't find an oil well.
To the discovery of a lifetime. It's a harvest they'll never forget.
I think when everybody was a little kid, they always wanted to find a arrowhead or a dinosaur bone or something, you know. We're just bigger kids with bigger toys is all.